Some places have just been so gray for so long that you would think the sun just grew tired of showing up for work. Now, whether the sun is visible or not, people must still find their own reasons to rise up daily and push through the fog in our lives. Cleveland, Ohio isn't exactly known as a beacon of scenic inspiration, but these communities were once teeming with life and have become the ruins, hinting at the fact that by the thousands, citizens of the U.S. once migrated here with hope that there was something better to see, something better to experience than what they were currently going through. By the late 1980s, groups of artists began converting these ruins into canvases, and what followed nationwide became a new understanding of art and its place in relation to spaces filled with blight.
I think art for us was the vehicle that kind of steered us away from the traps that was laid for us to fall into.
It's a way that people can communicate. It's a way that they can see the world in a different place. It can bring beauty and joy and sometimes sadness, but a lot of our real lives can be expressed through artwork, and it's a different way of entering into that conversation.
Cleveland's artistic leaders of that conversation are a collective of individuals known as the Cleveland Skribe Tribe, or CST for short. CST was known as the only black graffiti crew repping the east side of Cleveland, which gained them acclaim as artists and mentors who have helped others like them use creativity to escape the harsh conditions of marginalized neighborhoods. Cuyahoga Community College is in the final stages of a renovation project for the new campus center. CST has begun working on a series of local murals dedicated to beautifying and creating spaces that inspire. With a unique combination of skill sets developed over 2 decades, the crew begins to size up the best way to accomplish this new mission. Talent certainly helps, but organization is a key element for executing a project of this size.
Back at it, baby.
The learning environment for these skills was fostered by the man known as everyone's OG, Sanoism.
It was like me and the superstar. We was already following the flyers, the art. Our school, I went to graduate at Cleveland School of Arts, so, and I mean, we used to cut school just to go look at Panic Zone and, look at what new graph was on the line.
The focused development of artists is crucial for preparing them to handle situations where business and creativity intersect.
We learned literally how to airbrush, use markers, design flyers, we designed jackets. We really had somebody who not just paved the way, but gave us so many tools that we use to this day.
With 6 days to complete a 56-foot mural inside of a hallway, the group must confirm their concept and how they will execute a combination of their 3 unique art styles within one piece. Now, although your portfolio and talent can get you in the door, the ability to communicate and problem solve as a unit are necessary skills that aid the success of creative collaboration.
Let me rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
That's dope.
The Campus Center is really meant to be a focal point for all the activities for our students. It's also a center place for folks in our community.
This building isn't a generic building that could kind of live anywhere. It's really very deeply rooted in the community in its specific context. We wanted art to kind of be this connection between the building and the community. We really wanted to look kind of hyper locally. We wanted all the artists to be of the community, or at least of the larger greater Cleveland area.
This building, we've conceived it as a gathering place for people in the community, not just for students and faculty, but also for anyone in the neighborhood, in the central neighborhood, and really anybody in Cleveland.
There are so many points of entrance for people to experience this work. You know, it's 56 feet long, and so whether you get kind of really tagged into the details in the project, whether you take in the overall narrative, there are so many places that it doesn't matter who you are, where you're coming from, what your background is, that you can find a place that it's communicating to you.
It reminded me of Renaissance frescoes in Italy, which were initially created to teach people who couldn't read or write, right, about the church. That was the purpose of murals back then. This, I think, by its positioning across the high-tech academy where high school students will be coming for many, many years to come, it's a mural that we hope will inspire them to get to know their past and be inspired about the future.
My vision is to turn it into a brand that can harness and cultivate other artists like Sano harnessed and cultivated us. Because I feel like Cleveland is in a space where it needs something to believe in. They need to see something moving, working, and not a conversation.
We actually experience fantastic precision always. But we are threatened by the now, so we jump to the past or the future.
I would hope that a student or a community member would see this as look at the progression of our city, look at how far we've come, look at how we've continued to transition and reinvent ourselves.
Part of educating people is not just telling them about the history of this community, but showing them the history of this community. And I think there are folks who will learn things from looking at this painting. But as I said, I also think they're just going to enjoy it.
So the route, and good job on that. So the route up north, Ohio, Cleveland was known as a crossroad city, crossroad place. When you get to the north, you escape to Canada. So Cleveland was known, Ohio was known as the place of hope. And so being the city of hope, and this is a symbol of the crossroads, and it was on the quilts. So back in the day, early 1800s, they used to make quilts, and it was called slave quilts. So they used to put these patterns and tell the story, just like you got the Polo Man on your arm.
There are many stops in this city for the Underground Railroad, and there are many people who have gone through different trials and tribulations to build this city up to where it is. Bringing people to a place where you can come together as individuals of all races and nationalities, building up a city together in unity.
Institutional development and support within our communities is necessary to ensure the success of emerging artists. Collectives like CST have existed for decades without funding from outside sources, but still produce top-tier talent.
But I need y'all to have the courage and the strength to stand up for what is right, okay? And it's sometimes a sacrifice. I have to give up myself to help my fellow man. Each and every one of you have to do that.
That handshake with technology means we're embracing it and we're going toward the future. So we need to remember the past, but we need to have that lift us up into the future.
Artists that continue to pay it forward and develop our youth are the foundation for systems that can single-handedly bring light and life to our communities after being neglected for so long. As the illustrious poet laureate Antoine Patton once quipped, "If you want to reach a nation, start from your corner."